After the deadliest mass shooting in America, many are asking, what can we do to stop this from happening again? Hey everybody, I'm Chad Hasty, host of the Chad Hasty Show, which airs weekday mornings 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO. Well, the gunman in Las Vegas who opened fire, killing at least 59 people, injuring over 527 others. We know a little bit now as of this recording at about 5:33 Central Time on Monday afternoon. We know a little bit more about this guy, but not a lot. Apparently no criminal record. He's a heavy gambler, a retired accountant, according to his brother, a multi-millionaire, somebody who has access to a lot of money. According to reports, about 16 guns that were found inside his hotel room at the Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas, and then at his home, another 18 guns. So what does the picture look like? Well, as of right now, we still don't know. It will probably change between now and tomorrow afternoon, and over the next 24 hours, even more so, it will change. But the big question that everybody is asking is, what can we do? On the left immediately jumps into, we need more gun control. We have to ban guns. We don't even know what all was used in the attack. So to jump in and say that we need gun control, really it serves no purpose other than to politicize the event. I still don't know of any law that could have been passed to stop this guy. This guy, according to all indications, at least so far, there was nothing to show that he was going to commit an act of terror or an act of domestic, whatever you want to call it, mass shooting. There was nothing to show that. The White House was right yesterday when Sarah Huckabee Sanders came out and said now is not the time to talk about gun control. And I agree with that. We do have gun control in this country in many different areas, and in many different states we have very strict gun control. The fact is, sometimes you just can't stop evil. Sometimes you just can't stop evil people. Terrorists around the world now have started using automobiles to run over people. We don't have a lot of people calling for the ban of cars in response to that. Why? Because everyone likes driving. Everyone likes to have a car, and cars aren't seen as something that is evil, unless you're like a real far lefty who really is all about climate change. But even then, you still have a car, and you still want to get around. Guns are easy for the left to attack because they're seen as weapons of war. They're seen as something to kill other people. When in reality, the Second Amendment is all about protecting us, protecting our country, protecting our property, protecting ourselves from evil in this world. At the Mandalay Bay and in lots of in every hotel in Las Vegas, you can't bring guns in. This guy broke quite a few laws by taking guns into those hotels. What can gun control do to stop someone who is dead set on killing people? I don't think anything. At the end of the day, this guy was probably likely to use anything to wipe out a lot of people. He wanted to kill people, whether it was going to be with a car, with a gun, whatever it may be. You can't blame the gun in this circumstance, and I'm sure I'll get some messages below from some on the left who say that we have to have gun control, that we have to do something, and that, gun lovers and Second Amendment lovers like myself, we're part of the problem. No, here's what's part of the problem. Part of the problem in this country is that we have a lot of mental illness going on that people do not want to talk about. Was this guy mentally ill? We don't know, and we may not know for a long time, but obviously something snapped in a guy who doesn't fit any type of criminal, caricature at all. He's not somebody who was young and depressed and decided to go and shoot up a school. This is a guy who was a multi-millionaire, a retired accountant, had lived a good life by all accounts, and it decided to go out and start shooting a lot of people from the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay. In some cases, you just can't stop people from committing evil acts. You just can't do it. We all want answers, but sometimes there are no answers. Sometimes it's just, sadly, evil prevails. But remember, there were a lot of good stories out of what happened in that massacre. People came together to save one another. You had over 22,000 people who were attending a concert in Las Vegas, Nevada. And guess what? Out of those 22,000 people, a lot of them helped one another. Whether it was helping one another get over barricade walls, whether it was helping gunshot victims, whether it was pulling their cars around so they could take people to the hospital. Humanity wins, goodness wins, and faith in America is restored if you look at it that way. But instead, the left wants to go after guns, they want to go after the Second Amendment, and they want to bring up this dumbass argument that if this guy would have had a suppressor, no one would have known which way to run. That's stupid. In reality, no one knew which way to run in any case because the guy was shooting from the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay. Nobody knew where the gunshots were coming from at first. But also remember this about silencers and suppressors. Suppressors, it's not like the movies. It's not like the James Bond movies, like the Democrats would have you believe. Suppressors do not completely make a gun go silent. You would still hear shots. You would still hear the gunfire. And by the way, you would still see the muzzle flash outside of the Mandalay Bay hotel windows. So let's not try to scare everybody into thinking that silencers and suppressors are bad. They're not. Most people who own guns are good, responsible human beings. Let's stop demonizing the Second Amendment and gun owners because we want answers quickly as to why evil exists in the world. Tune in to the Chad Hasty Show weekday mornings 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time. News Talk 95.1 FM, 790 AM KFYO. We'll talk later.